Hey guys, I'm Glitter Valkyrie, and today we are pulling on the In Those We Hope banner. I'm sorry it's been a minute since we've had a summoning video. I was on vacation, but now I am back for CYL 8. And I think that we can talk about these characters as we pull, so let's go ahead and get started. Okay, so I think that our plan for pulling today is going to be to just pull full circles, just because there are a couple of characters that I really want to get on the banner, but also some fantastic... Oh, that is Shinon. Well, truthfully, he's not my favorite character, but he does have Deadeye, so that is good. Okay, let's check IVs. And he is plus HP. I will take it. And so we will just keep going. Hopefully he brings us some good luck. But I think before he came home, I was saying that on the banner, there's a really good mix of characters that I want, but also good fodder. Oh my goodness, Robin. Oh my gosh. Oh my goodness, she is my most wanted character. I am so excited. Okay, let's check IVs. And she is plus defense. I am so beyond thankful that she has come home. This is amazing. And you know, I do think that moving forward, we should still continue to pull colorless just because I would love to be able to merge her up. She's definitely my favorite of the four, and so I am just so happy that she is here. But as for the other characters on the banner, the other ones that I really want to get to keep are Felix and Bernadetta. And in spite of the fact that I don't really want Alphonse, I think that he has a lot of amazing fodder, and so I do think that it is worth it to pull green. And overall, I think there is a really good amount of power on the banner, like with every CYL, but I did have some issues with the way it was handled, and I did want to briefly talk about it. I do feel like with this most recent CYL, there was a lot of kind of uninspired choices, and definitely the art left something to be desired for me. In particular with Robin, like I absolutely love what they did from the neck up. I think she looks absolutely fantastic, but I so hate that they gave her the same outfit as the other Brave Robin. It just feels kind of lazy. I hate saying that, but it does, and very uninspired, and I feel like she just deserved a little bit more than she actually got. But with all that said, I think that her kit looks really fun. I love the ice block thing, and of course I would love to be able to merge her up because she is a character that I love, but I do wish they made her a little bit more different than Brave Robin. And then in addition to her, with the art for Bernie and Felix, I think it's okay. Definitely not anything that is groundbreaking, and while I think their kits are nice, I wish they would have made them just a little bit more different than their base versions. So yeah, that's kind of my opinion on CYL, and I would love to hear your thoughts about it in the comments. And so I think with all that said, we can answer some viewer questions. And as always, if I don't get to yours, I am so sorry. I'll try to do it in a future one. And if you think of a question you'd like to ask me, just put it in the comments with #question, and I'll be sure to put your question on my list. And so our first question today comes from Amora Oblige, and they ask, what path teams do you like the most in Honkai Star Rail? So when I am playing Star Rail, I actually do not stick to one path like 99% of the time because I am so dependent on healers and shielders. And so I really can't say that one path is my favorite for an entire team, but if I have to pick one just like overall to use, I actually really love Destruction. It's really surprising because I am definitely a healer main, but I really have only one healer character that I absolutely love in Luocha. And so that might change when more healers come out, but as of right now, Destruction is my favorite. But thank you for that great question. Okay, please be Bernie. That is not Bernie, but it is Best Girl, so I can't be upset. And so we will just keep going. Hopefully Bernie can come home next. And let's go ahead and answer our next question. And this comes from Minted Chrisu. And they ask, how many units do you have in total? Now that we have over 1,000 heroes, how have you managed your barracks? So to answer your first question, I actually had to look this up when I first saw your question because I had no idea how many units I actually had. And as of the time of recording this, I have 998 heroes, which seems like an incredible amount. I have played since day one and definitely have quite the collection, but I will say not all of them are in my barracks. I have a lot of boxes that are pretty full right now, just because I didn't want to spend the orbs to make like a giant barracks. And as for how I organize my boxes, I have like unpromoted units, I have like Tempest trials that I don't use, I have GHBs that I don't use, and then I also have separate boxes for 5 stars that I know I'll never use, and I actually have like 2 of those. And then I have a box for fodder, and I have a box for characters that I already have at +10, but then I got an extra and I don't want to like sacrifice them, and so I keep them in a box, and I know it's silly. And so that's kind of what I'm doing at the moment. And basically, if any character has any remote possibility of being used, they are in my regular barracks. But thank you so... Oh, Lilith. Well, at least she can't break the pity. Okay, let's check IVs. And she is +HP. I will take it. And so we will just keep going. And thank you so much, Minted Krisu, for that very lucky question. And let's go ahead and answer another one. And this comes from Starflame34. And they ask, do you plan on getting a PC to play Wuthering Waves instead of constantly on your phone? And also, do you experience muscle memory issues when switching between Genshin and Wuthering Waves? Like thinking you can dodge and or parry in Genshin? So to answer your question about getting a PC, I really don't see myself doing that in the future. For better or worse, I love Apple products. I love that all of my products can talk to each other, and while I know it is so not ideal for gaming, I just really like what I have and I don't want to get a PC. And so I have been playing quite a bit with Wuthering Waves on my phone, and I think it has gotten a little bit better. I think that I've gotten used to a lot of the quirks, and now like I'm not randomly exiting out of my game all the time, so I think it has gotten better, and I'll continue to play on mobile. And then as for your second question about muscle memory, I do have some muscle memory issues in Genshin when it comes to climbing. Just because in Wuthering Waves, you can just run up the wall and then do like a fun, cool looking flip, and it's just so fantastic. And of course, that's not an option right now in Genshin. And so it feels like I'm going at a snail's pace whenever I'm climbing anything, and it's very frustrating, but hopefully that can get better in the future. But thank you for those great questions. And let's go ahead and pull this red, and we're just going to keep our fingers crossed that this is Felix. Never mind. And we get a Tharja. Okay, so let's go ahead and pull this blue. Hopefully Bernie can come home soon. And let's go ahead and answer another question. And this comes from Aura Mage. And they ask, what are your favorite and least favorite duo and harmonic heroes? So this is really tough, especially for the duo units, because I have been lucky enough that they've taken a lot of my favorite characters and paired them together. But if I have to pick just one, I think that I would go with female Corrin, like the ninja one, just because I love her and I adore Elise, and I think that they are so much fun together. And on top of that, I think they're also just still a fantastic unit to this day. Like they can still totally hold their own, and mine puts in so much work. So for all those reasons, they are my favorite, but also a special shout out to Alm and Celica. I think they are so adorable together, and I also love the duo of Baby Robin and Chrom. And then as for my least favorite duo, I think that I'd probably go with Mark, just because it kind of feels like half of a unit since he doesn't speak. And I think the other thing with that is that I'm still a little bit salty that we were robbed of like a Baby Ninian and Nils duo and we got them instead. And I know it's totally a me problem, but I would say they are my least favorite. And then as for harmonic heroes, I think that I'd probably go with Azura as my favorite, just because I love her and Leanne. I think that the art is really lovely, and as a unit, I still think that they are still like totally overpowered. I still use mine like all the time, like for any really difficult challenge, and they still put in so much work. So yes, they are my favorite. And as for my least favorite, this is like just totally for a petty reason. I would go with Edelgard because I don't like Edelgard. But thank you so much for that great question. Okay, please let this be Bernie. Never mind. And we get Karen. Okay, so we have 5 polls left. Hopefully we can see either Felix or Bernie. I'm a little bit worried that we used up all our luck, but we are just going to remain positive. But let's go ahead and see if we can sneak in at least one more question. And this comes from DYZ7681. And they ask, are you planning to play the new game from MiHoYo, Zenless Zone Zero? So I did play Zenless Zone Zero when it came out, and unfortunately I did not make it past the tutorial. I really just did not enjoy the gameplay. It really just didn't mesh well with me, and I also didn't love the art style. But I think that the biggest thing that stopped me from playing was actually like the character designs and choices. There was really like almost nothing that appealed to me, and there are so few male characters, and like one of them is a literal bear. Like if you have not seen it, it is just a bear. And that is just something that is so not for me. And I feel like if there are characters that I am not interested in, like if there's nobody, then kind of what's the point in playing? And so as of right now, I am not playing it. But thank you for that great question. Please be Alphonse. Never mind. And we end with a Rickon. Okay, so we hit our 40, so we have to go ahead and do our Spark. And I hate to have to choose, but I think we have to go with Felix because I did actually marry him in a playthrough of 3 Houses. Yay! My goodness, I'm so happy that we're able to get him and Robin. And we get the thing. All right, so I'm going to go ahead and end things here. I am so happy that I got Robin and Felix, and I can use my free pick on Bernie, so overall, I am happy with how this went. And if you guys are pulling on this banner, I wish you the best of luck. I also want to say a huge thank you to everybody submitting questions. I so appreciate you taking the time out of your day to do that, so thank you so, so much. And as always, thanks so much for watching, and have a wonderful day.